Okay, looks like we're ready for showtime. What time is it? 6:30. Oh boy, do I love being on time. Let's see, how's everybody doing tonight? What are we looking at here? Oh, I got this a little close to me. I got the trampoline. I feel like it's on top of me. Let me move that out of the way. Did you all enjoy the weekend? Did you get out? It was pretty nice weather weekend we had. Pretty pleasant, not too hot, just the way it is today. Today's a little warmer. Do you feel like the air is a little heavy today? A little tougher to breathe, and don't panic. It's a little more heavier air quality today. It's a thicker air. I'm not a meteorologist nor Sam Champion, but they did say it was a little humid today, little humidity. So what should you do when it's a little humid? Right off the bat, I'm going to give you some suggestions. Definitely hydrate. Stay in cool areas. Don't get out. Don't breathe in the humidity that long. Don't work to exhaustion, especially if you're outdoor running, sports, things like that. Stay well hydrated. Have plenty of oranges. My favorite. An orange a day, I'm telling you. So, just in case you wondered what you tuned into, this is the Steve Squire Show. I'm your host, Funny Man Stevie K. And it's Monday, June 17th already. Oh my gosh. I hate it. Winter goes by like a slug. Speaking of slugs, which we weren't, but let me speak on slugs for a moment. That used to really be a signature that the summer was here. It would be a hot, steamy, humid night, and you'd see those slugs, right? They'd be on the back patio, on your barbecue, just in just terrible, disgusting places. They're gone. Where did all the slugs go? And cicadas. I was reading about the cicada. Is it cicada or cicada? It's like tomato or tomato. It really doesn't matter. Because you know what? we're all inclusive here. We welcome everybody, whether you're a tomato or a tomato, you're a cicada or a cicada. So remember those screaming bugs that you would hear in the summertime? I miss those days. But I'll tell you, we've had pleasant weather, and this week it's going to get a little steamy. So be on the lookout for slugs, and they have promised me that I will get some screaming cicadas this summer. They said that a whole bunch or a new larva has molted, if you will, or so they'll be screaming their heads off, hopefully not, in a couple of weeks, or maybe later July, August. And we always enjoy that. You get used to it. You don't even think anything of it, right? Remember those summer evenings? You'd hear the screaming from the trees, and they'd fall on your head, and you'd get freaked out, and you'd be hitting your head. Boy, I tell you, I miss those days. Now but it's pretty nice out today. What did you do this weekend? Did you get out? Did you do some activity? Did you do something pleasant? See the family, do something like that. The weather was pretty nice. I did get a run and a run in, and tried that. So I don't want to keep you on suspense any longer. I have been waxing on about the cutest canine contest, right? I have been telling you all, Newsday's running the cutest canine contest, and here we go. I got the final 10, and I am also revealing the winner, which, I don't even know. What a show. You tuned into the right day. So let's take a look at the top 10. So here's a few cute dogs. Can you see that? Can you see? There you go. There's Bentley. You can see Bentley. There's Duke del Plato. Who do we got there? I don't know that little dog's name. Let's go up a little bit. Oh, there's Rosie. That's a nice, cute dog. And that's Norma Jean. And then you flip it over, and there's the other half of the dog. You can see that's Kaylee Joy. There's Duke. There's Molly. Tucker. Simba. There you go. So that's the finalists, right? So take a look. There's some of your finalists. All cute dogs. All dogs are pretty cute until they're chasing you down and looking to maul you. Very cute dogs, as you can see. And now, without further ado, I'm going to reveal Newsday's cutest canine contest winner. Oh boy. I think this is an upset. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to Bentley! Oh boy! Bentley is the cutest canine. Woo! Let's read about Bentley. Bentley has been crowned the cutest canine, adopted from a local rescue. Well, that's nice. It's a little pit bull mix. Will surely look to rip your jugular out and maul all of your children. Weighing in at just 45 pounds. I'm kidding about the mauling. He's just 6 months old, is the sweetest and smartest puppy. I beg to differ. Bentley's mom was rescued while she was pregnant with Bentley. She gave birth to 8 beautiful puppies. Now, these puppies are going to... Now, it's almost like, when you have a horse that wins the Kentucky Derby, which you know my feelings on that mess. Those... now you breed those dogs. They become very wealthy owners of those horses, right? It becomes a great lineage. They're a race horse. They're a winner, a thoroughbred, if you will. Well, don't snub your nose at this scammy schneidi contest, this little Newsday thing, because now I bet you she's going to be selling those. Who wouldn't want to win this? I think you get $1,000. Yeah, here it is. They will receive Her owner is Laura M. Don't want to give away the last name. She doesn't want to get the media attention to this. She lives in Islip Terrace, which is a great place to have a pit bull, by the way. They will receive a session with a professional pet photographer. Is there such a thing? I guess so. A professional pet photographer. Bentley will get a full day at a spa. He will get a massage. Oh, look at Bentley. He's going to get... He was at the Tonys last night. Bentley had his own seat at the Tonys. That was wonderful. And he gets $8,000 cash to spend as Bentley pleases. Good for Bentley. It couldn't have happened to a nicer pup. Hopefully Bentley will enjoy that. But you know, I've gotten a lot of flack, a lot of feedback from some of my people that I have talked to and told about the contest, and they said, look, this is a rigged contest because it's really voter based. So if you spend all your time just voting for your dog or getting a lot of people on social media, hence that's how you get nominated. So it's really not a judging panel. It's really more if you have a lot of friends on social media. So Bentley's owner apparently went berserk on social media, really lobbying for that pit bull. But, you know, it's a rescue dog, and that seems nice. At 6 months old, why not start off your life with something wonderful? And Bentley should learn a life's lesson. It's only going to get worse from here. So enjoy these good times, Bentley. But don't frown. There's other good news, especially for those of you in Suffolk County. That's right. Don't fear. You will not be getting those red light cameras anymore. They are finally going to end this nonsense money-grabbing program out in Suffolk. It ended in Nassau. Suffolk County, old Bruce Blakeman was trying to get this baby passed, but couldn't do it. Let's see. It's pretty amazing. Take a guess how much revenue these red light cameras bring in. Let's take a ballpark guess. Couple of 100,000 maybe. Have you ever gotten one of these red light tickets? I did many years ago, and I fought it. It was a right-on red. So I went down, and they actually take you back to a room where they show you. It was scary. It was an interrogation room. I didn't know if I was ever going to leave there. Felt like I was like some kind of captured CIA agent in Hanoi. But they said, "Is this you?" I said, "I don't know. Is this you?" And they showed me the car. My car. I still felt it was a stop and then a right on. That's always tricky. So they, had the video. So anyway, it brings in $8 million a year. $8 million from a bunch of poor Long Island schnooks that had to pay this trumped up scam artist, revenue-driven Long Island thing. This is just like Long Island. Like, we need $8 million. Here's an idea. How about the 3 politicians and superintendents of schools that are embezzling funds with some of the food company corporations? Hey, you might find $8 million in somebody's pocket as they're getting handcuffed and taken away on the front of Newsday. That's all. It's a couple of million here from one guy, a couple of million from another one. You'll make up that $8 million in no time. Just audit those guys a little closer. Or gals. Again, we're all inclusive. Anybody could defraud. You could be anybody. You could gal, guy, man, woman, child. I don't know. I'm full force in saying you'll find that $8 million somewhere. Long Island, you can always find it somewhere. It's somewhere hidden. But it won't be from the west. Don't even worry. Don't try to screech to a halting stop. Yellow means speed up. It means floor it. Now, I know I'll get some feedback saying, how could you say such a thing? Here's my take. If the squares out there, way smarter than my squares, if any of them are dumb enough to listen to anything of advice I give on this show, they deserve what they get. So, just always watch this show. And I have to put a disclaimer on this show that it's intended for entertainment purposes, not to be exercised. And don't use any of my information in practical fashion. Don't go out around Long Island and start testing this out. I can't promise you. Actually, it would be worse for you because red light cameras don't go on your driver's license. They're just money makers. Now, if you get stopped by a policeman for going through a red light, that is mega points on your license. Okay? That's beaucoup points. So you don't want to do that. I'm telling you, you don't want to do that. Don't try it. I almost got, oh my gosh, I almost got hit. In local, coming out, driving on a local side street, suburb, little town, very near, right near the house, and I'm driving, and I notice a car is coming fast, and they have a stop sign, but I said they're not stopping, and lo and behold, they went right through it, and I screeched, they screeched, we all screeched for ice cream, and we were screaming. And oh man, I let that I don't know who, I couldn't tell. It was like a one of those jerky minivans. I was flipping. I went nuts. Because they blew right through a stop sign. They should have those kind of things on the stop signs. Forget the red lights, Have it take your picture from the stop sign. Or just have somebody stand there at every stop sign on Long Island. That's a good job. You could say, instead of those idiots that stand outside the mattress stores with the stupid signs. No, that's not gonna. Nobody's going in because. Have you ever stopped because one of those idiots are, flailing a sign over their heads? Have you ever been driving somewhere and said, man, look at that lunatic waving a half-off mattress sale. I better pull in there and get myself a mattress. Good thing I saw that lunatic. No. But you put those guys on street corners at every stop sign taking pictures of license plates, now you got something. I just found your $8 million. I mean, there you go. Celsius has been in the news. I got to find out. I got to read more information. There's been some. I'll get back to you on this probably next week. I got to dig deeper, but I heard some rumblings about Celsius, the drink company. I hope it's nothing too serious because I like my Celsius. Oh boy, what else has been in the news? Let's see what else we got. I wanted to. Oh, this is interesting. School will be interested to hear about this, even though, and it might happen. Well, will this happen? Well, it doesn't look like it's put through yet, but it says the state is thinking about creating school heat days. That's right, hot days. What does that mean? If temperatures top 88 degrees, students could be sent home. School districts may end up canceling school for heat days under a bill approved by the state legislature of the state of New York, where we all live. And if you're watching the show from New York, if you're watching from somewhere else, this is a good time to get yourself a sandwich, maybe a little soup, heat something up, stand in front of take a minute, then come back. This is just a New York thing. Don't panic. Your kids will go to school in 300-degree weather. Don't even worry about it. People are like, oh my God, now I got to pick up my child if it exceeds 80, especially in Alabama. I mean, when is it not under 88? So, if a room temperature reaches 82 degrees, so this is part of the law, it's on the public schools to take action, such as turning on fans, which does nothing, and pulling down blinds, which does nothing, if room temperatures reach 82 degrees. If temperatures hit 88 degrees, that's the magic number. That's your lotto number for teachers. That's hitting the lotto. 88 degrees. Students and staff will not be allowed to occupy the space. So here's what teachers are going to be doing. You know what they're going to be doing. They're going to be putting their lighters, their vape lighters, right up to the thermometer going, it's 88 degrees, everybody home, let's go. I could just see teachers doing this all across Long Island and New York State. But, wow. So this is something they're seriously putting a bill through. And this could be, it's called heat days. But what about chilly days? What if, well, I think obviously they use more heat in the schools. They heat the schools in the wintertime. Summertime, they try to just get it out so the kids get out before the real heat comes. So they don't want to use that expense of, forget about air conditioning, or cooling the schools. But you could bet your bottom dollar that I'm sure some of the administrative buildings and offices are air conditioned. You can bet your bottom dollar, or $8 million. All right, I like that. I think I like that. I think we should have that for everybody. If the temperature hits 88 degrees, everybody stop. Don't move. Just stop what you're doing. Go home. Okay. Sounds like a plan to me. What else happened? Oh, I got some big news. Well, this is interesting. The Lakeside Theater. We love the Lakeside Theater. It's a very nice, you know where the Lakeside Theater is? It's by Eisenhower Park. It's the little theater in Eisenhower Park. So they're having a series of international nights. Look at this. This is unbelievable. I have the itinerary of can you see it? Starts off with Indian American night, Greek, Chinese. So every culture will be getting a night. It's like I said, it starts off with Indian American night, Greek American night, hey, whoopa! Chinese American night. I'll try not to do too many accents here. I don't want to, Israeli American night, German American night, Creole American night. Love me some Creole cooking. Nothing like some Creole. Jambalaya. Bangladesh American night. That's a favorite. They make some of my favorite t-shirts. Love the Bangladesh. Some of my best t-shirts are from Bangladesh. Italian American night. That should be pretty saucy. Korean American night. We're going to talk about Korea. We have some news about Korea, both North and South. I don't leave anybody out. Irish American night. Watch your driving on that night. Pakistani American night. Ukrainian American night. Turkish American night. Did you ever see that movie Midnight Express? That'll make you think twice about going to Turkey. And Latino American night finishes it up. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Wow, I don't know if I've ever sneezed on the show. I'm allergic to the Steve Squared Show. I knew it would. I would always think it would be when I was with Steve. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Say hello to my stick figure, my better half, Kermit. We gotta get Kermit going here. Anyway, we'll put Kermit over there. So, I just read you all the nights, right? I a few that I feel have been shunned, forgotten about, blatantly omitted. What about the Samoans? One of their prized pupils, one of their prized Samoans, The Rock. The Flemish. I feel they're underrepresented in our little New York area, especially Long Island. You don't see a lot of events for the Flemish. Speaking of ish, how about the Amish? What's going on? Why do we have something against the Amish? I think that would be a wonderful Amish night. Churning a little butter, right? Nothing wrong with the Amish. And of course, figured it up. Nothing wrong with a Zulu American night. There's nothing wrong with the Zuluese. So those are some of my suggestions to Blakeman to maybe round it out a little better. I know you can only do so much. I understand. But I definitely think the Flemish and Amish, you could even combine them on one night, because they're both, they call it the Ish night. You have Flemish, Amish, Ishish, But you already have Turkish, so you might have to throw them in with the Turks. And the Irish. Yeah, you have a whole Ish night. You left out a few Ishes. I got a few Ishes with that. Oh, man. Steve would have blasted me if I said that to Steve. He would say, you're so corny. You're just so, Everybody needs someone like Steve in their life to keep them grounded. Steve puts me in my place. He lets me know what time of day it is. Anyway, that should be fun. They do that. Long Island really tries to do a lot of fun things. The key word is try. There is a strawberry festival. If you're looking for great strawberries, and who isn't, by the way, this is the time of year, the 1 week that you can get some good strawberries. Belmore's having their annual street festival. That'll be this weekend. You get some nice fresh strawberries. Also, they are in, I believe, Mattituck or Southold, somewhere where nobody goes. Nobody knows where these towns are on Long Island. When people say Southold, Mattituck, Cutcha, I don't know where these places are on Long Island. Did you ever stay? Who's been to Montauk Point or looked at a map of Long Island? We are an island, right? And if you've ever been to Montauk Point, or even when you're looking, you're on Long Island, obviously Montauk is the tip, but if you're looking, that's the furthest easternmost point of the U.S., of obviously Long Island and New York. If you look across the body of water, what landmass would you hit if you tried to cross it? Did you ever think about that? I was thinking about that. What would I hit if I just swam and whatever? Took a canoe, a kayak, probably wouldn't get there very far, but something that would get me. So I did some looking, and it really depends on how you're standing. If you're standing, and I wrote this down, a little bit north, not directly east, but maybe northeast, a little angled, you would see a little more Morocco, a little bit more Europe and Morocco. If you angled a little southeast, you'd start seeing the countries of Angola and South Africa. If you turned a little more, Australia. You could cross a body of water from Long Island and get to Australia without hitting another landmass. That's incredible. And then if you really went on the south shore of Long Island and crossed, you would hit the islands of Bahamas, Cuba, and you see now. But it's funny when people come and try to escape Cuba and they get to Florida. If they stayed a little bit east of Florida and kept going, they would hit Long Island, and we'd get a lot better ball players that would get to New York than just when they stop in Florida. That's why Florida gets all the best ball players, because they escape Cuba, the Cuban national team, and they hit Florida. So of course Florida's going to get those players. If somebody redirects them, you get some scouts, some baseball scouts, some Yankee scouts. You say no. You wave them. Stay this way. Escape route. Minor league Yankee system. You get all those players. That's just my idea of how you funnel the system better. Oh boy, Celsius, I hope there's not bad news. I'm a little worried. Well, it's a few weeks before July 4th. And there has been a lot of hubbub and a lot of buzz about this hot dog eating contest. Now, of course you've heard by now, it's one of the top stories leading the nation. The annual July 4th Nathan's Coney Island hot dog eating contest. It's been there for, I think 500, it started in 300 BC. This was before everything. This goes back archaeologically. They were able to do a dig and found that people were eating hot dogs in a contest at Coney Island. But I enjoy it. There's nothing I love more than watching that inhalation of sodium nitrates. Timed. So the crown jewel of this contest, the 9-time champion Joey Chestnut, has let fame, fortune, and high cholesterol get to his head, as he has opted to sign a deal with Impossible Foods, that fake meat crap that vegetarian, vegan people eat. That's another night you could have also. You can have veganese. not to be confused with Vietnamese. You have veganese. Again, I'm trying to include everybody. But then you have a lot of, fresh food. But, so what's happening is he signed this deal. So now that would be like, Michael Jordan signing with Nike and then saying, I'm just going to do some ads for Adidas. Can't do it. So Nathan's had to put their foot down. And they had to say, look, no, you cannot compete in our contest. This was a scandal. It's all over the news. And so Joey Chestnut, he said, I would do it, but you guys are not letting me. He's putting it on Nathan's. But I agree with Nathan's. This guy, full of himself and full of hot dogs, thought better of than to honor the tradition of what made him famous and be loyal. There's no more loyalty anymore. There's no more of that. It's just the almighty dollar. And so he signed a deal. So really there's the Major League Eating competition board, and he that runs the Coney Island contest, and no bueno. So what Netflix has done, so this is what's happening. If you remember, the reigning champion before Joey Chestnut was Kobayashi, the famed Japanese eater. I mean, he goes down in historical lore. They have a statue of him in Japan. Kobayashi, he was the hot dog eating champion before being dethroned by the once now famous Joey Chestnut. I say you get the two of them at one of those lakeside theater nights. Get the hot dog eating contest right here on Long Island where it belongs. But Netflix beat my idea, because Netflix has got the two of them on a signed deal to have a eating contest. It's going to be on Netflix. When is this thing? Let's see. Hot dog rivals to compete on Netflix. Oh boy. Chestnut, a 16-time hot dog eating champion, will face off with Nathan's competitor, Takaru Kobayashi. In a live, this is going to be live. You don't want to see taped hot dog eating. You want to see it live. Special on September 2nd. So you didn't miss it, don't panic. It'll be September 2nd. The contest titled, oh, this is good. Listen to this. Chestnut versus Kobayashi, unfinished beef. Oh, it just makes your stomach turn. Unfinished beef. It will feature the two, pictured right, chowing down on all beef hot dogs. This is no fake Impossible hot dogs. This is all beef. Likely in a nod to reports that Chestnut's rival brand deal with Impossible Foods, which makes vegan hot dogs. So really Netflix is giving it to the... Good for Netflix. Yeah. So Chestnut has participated since 2005 in the Nathans, but nope. Major League Eating said, not this time, baby. You're out, Joey. But it says Kobayashi, who has been rumored to be retired, he has put down his eating utensils. They don't use utensils other than his fingers. Said in a Netflix release he is looking forward to facing off. This is high drama. This is why I'm where I am and Netflix people are where they are. They are constantly thinking, and this is gold. This is pure gold. Doesn't get any better than this. These two guys on a net. Who wouldn't watch this? I circled this September 2nd on my calendar. This is going to be fantastic. Oh boy. The two have not competed together since 2009. Unfinished beef. Oh boy. I'm telling you, this is going to be phenomenal. I'll cover it. I'll talk to you guys about it. If we can get one or both on the show. I don't think that's possible. But you never know. Maybe we'll get both in the studio. See if they're doing interviews. It's going to be tremendous. Seems that Eddie Murphy is back at it again. There's going to be another Beverly Hills Cop. This one's called Axel F for Foley. And Eddie Murphy is reviving the character of Axel Foley from the original, which was 1984, 85. And then there was, of course, Beverly Hills 2, Beverly Hills Cop 3, and so on. Again, another sequel events pounded to death. Seems that Eddie Murphy and I think he has like 10 or 11 kids, needs another paycheck. So they got into the studios and created another Beverly Hills Cop. And both Judge Reinhold, reviving the role of Billy Rosewood, and his partner John Ashton, who was Taggart, will both be in it, which is great. I love them as the kind of straight man, comedic man playing alongside Eddie Murphy. They were great. Kevin Bacon will be in this reboot or sequel. Joseph Gordon-Levitt will be in, and Paul Reiser. So actually, this should be a pretty good cast. Now, I think, I might not be mistaken. This is on Netflix, actually. This is going to be on, let me see when Beverly Hills Cop. I want to give you guys information, and I don't like to leave you hanging. I don't want you to ever have to Google and search something on your own. Let me do the work for you. Beverly, let's see. When is it? I'm so sorry. Its release date is July 3rd. It's not out yet. It's not out yet, but it will be. It's going to be on Netflix. So I can't believe they did a Netflix movie. So that will be July 3rd. Perfect timing, right by July 4th. If you want to stay, I've already heard lots of fireworks already. Have you heard lots of fireworks? It's getting just out of control. Long Island loves their explosives. So keep safe and keep your dogs. Dogs do not like this. This is not a good look for dogs. Oh, this is a story I think you guys would find enjoyable, and I love it. They're out. There is a sharp decline in the number of officials for Long Island high school and middle school and other sports. There is a sharp decline in umps, referees, and officials for basketball, soccer, football, baseball, amid Long Island onslaught of verbal abuse and sometimes physical abuse. They have been attacked in parking lots by unruly, out of control, lunatic, maniac, hysterical, sweet, flip-flop wearing, burnt tanned, tank top wearing Long Islanders. And we're such a nice people, such a kind people. I'm shocked to find out that sometimes Long Islanders can get unruly. Aren't you shocked? I'm shocked. I'm shocked that they would ever abuse a poor ump and go after them, their families, and threaten to burn their house down. I mean, right? We're such a nice people. I believe they came out with a list, and we came out 498th out of 500 places, 500 of the nicest places to go, or nicest people. Sure we are. So it's terrible, and people are saying, here's some of the stats. It has decreased enormously. Long Island referees have ejected nearly 400 players, coaches, and spectators at public school events. It says here, wow, that one woman official, Patty Richter, writes down the license plates numbers of some of the fans who are in the stands, I'm sure they are fans, who can get abusive or threatening. And, when they say, I'm going to my car to get my sawed-off shotgun because you called a foul on my little Bobby, you're probably best writing their license plate number down. You could bet these people are blown through stop signs and red lights. And who would have thought? It says there's a sharp 25 to 35 cent drop in people that want to be abused. Who would have thought that people wouldn't want to be abused? I would love to be underpaid and completely threatened with my life by some sweaty Long Islander in the stands. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you just want some screaming dad or mom just screaming through a chain link fence at you that they're going to kill you and your family? It makes it all worth it. And I have some of the better stats for you. Where's my better stats? Here it is. This Lamont Anderson, who's been doing it for over the past 15 years. He's officiated games for over the past 15 years, says, I've heard some of the worst comments at games. And it gets personal. They have been racial slurs, among others, among threats. Social media creates a whole different level of animosity that could make things dangerous, says umpire Chris Huss, who was later taken away, hung in effigy. Is it worth it? Most of the referees interviewed said the extra money is nice because they love helping kids and being around sports. But it's becoming too unruly for them. And we have some of the numbers and how much this extra money, is it worth it? Let's see if it's worth it. Let's see if you would do it. Justin Wheeler says some coaches and parents feel they could talk down to younger officials. They say things like, I've been around the game longer than you. That should be the nicest thing they say. So here's some of the monies in Nassau and Suffolk County per game. This is per game. So if you were coaching junior varsity or varsity baseball in Nassau County, you'd get $120 to $133 a game. So, boy, I don't know if it's worth it. You're looking at most $130 for varsity. A lot less for middle school, $97 for middle school. It's about the same in Suffolk. Basketball, the same. Lacrosse, the same. All these sports are the same. Soccer, field hockey, fencing. Now, there's an area you got to be careful of if you're officiating a high school fencing match. I don't know if it's a good idea to officiate people with weapons. That's always dangerous. Wrestling. So let's see who gets the most. Spring track running officials, $150. I might look to do this. I wouldn't care if I was screamed at. I would laugh right in these people's face. I'd say, take it up with the Steve Squared Show. It's very good. So, I don't know. Is it worth it? $130, $140 per game to be absolutely abused and threatened? I mean, I don't know about that. I think you can get $100 somewhere else without being the abuse. Go get a job at a bar. Be a bartender or something. That's safer. A Long Island bar. I don't know, but you have 3 days until dear Amy retires, so you could ask her. I don't know if she'll get your answer in time. She's retiring in 3 days. I'm trying to get her on the show. I have reached out to her people. She doesn't have any people. That's the problem. That's why I'm not getting in touch with her. I've reached out to people. There are no people. There's just Amy, dear Amy. And apparently Dear is not her first name. Amy is. So I have to dig a little deeper. I'm poor on research. But I'll dig and I'll try. Because look, I got stood up by the ventriloquist. I'm trying to give you guys something other than me to listen to. So I will find. I'd love to get her on the show after she retires. Next, see if she's interested. So if you want to be an official, school referee, $130 a game, and all the abuse you can handle, do it. Do it. Oh man. And I played sports, and I never really got combative with I played baseball all the way through college, and I never got combative with, once in a while, a bad call or something on balls and strikes. I might have a word or two. But I don't think, I never got out of hand. I never lost my mind. Because when you're younger, you're in a different place. When you're older, that's when you lose your mind, and that's why you're seeing it's really more the parents just going insane on these. And you see these videos and they're horrific on Instagram. Where the parents are just going nuts. It's terrible. It's really terrible. It's terrible. It's very terrible. It's terrible. These people are scared for their lives. So, is your life worth $130? Probably not. So don't do that. Don't do it. Yep, we talked about the Joey Chestnut contest already. He's out. There's also a bunch of other sequels and movies out. I don't know why all the sequels. There's a Despicable Me 4. There's another Quiet Place. There's an Aliens movie coming out. I have talked about this forever. I don't understand why they can't create something new. Why is that so difficult? They just get lazy and have these built-in audiences that they feel like, oh, this will be, great to reboot this movie from the 80s. We'll do it all over again with who's ever relevant stars now, and we'll drudge in one of the old ones from the original, like in Aliens, we'll get like a 79-year-old Sigourney Weaver, and put her around, Tom Holland. It'll be great. Come on. Stop yourself. It's just terrible. Terrible, but I'll tell you what. What do I want to tell you? This is unbelievable. This is, all kidding aside, war is not a good thing. I'm not an advocate of any kind of war whatsoever. Let me start by saying that. But if you're going to have a war between two countries, this is how you do it. North and South Korea, they got it. They know they got it. You forget the weapons, forget the bombs, forget the guns. This is how you get it on. It's a more psychological warfare. So we talked about North Korea and dropping balloons filled with baby diapers, garbage, manure, just all the crap they could find in their country and dropping it all over South Korea. And this is new meaning to Cold War. Kim Jong said, this. I don't speak Korean, but in his Koreanese, I will drop. I don't do a good North Korean or Kim Jong. But basically, they've been dropping a lot of garbage, diapers. They gather up all the diapers. It's a big diaper country, and all the manure. Apparently, there's a lot of manure in North Korea. I can attest to that. If you just look at their leader. But okay, so dumping. So South Korea says, hold on a minute. You're going to dump crap on us. We're going to give it right back to you. So for the past week, they have been blasting some of the hits of the South Korean music group BTS. blaring music 24/7 of BTS. Oh man, that would make me... I give up. That's fantastic. I think that's so ingenious of South Korea. So they set up this sound speakers and they're blasting BTS, which, by the way, is a win-win for BTS. I think if you're doing it to annoy another country, they probably want to think twice about some of the music they're releasing. But hey, what do they say? Any publicity is good publicity. This is great for BTS. I mean, they could save South Korea with their horrendous music by making North Korea finally give up to communism. Could you imagine if BTS ended communism? It'd be fantastic. Oh, they'd be huge. They're already huge. Who doesn't love BTS? They're fantastic. I'm telling you, when I go running, that's on my playlist. Endless BTS songs. I don't know why it would be so offensive to North Korea. But it says, North Korea has responded by dropping large amounts of cigarette butts and batteries. And AAA batteries. Nobody's going to get hurt from AAA batteries. And those are hard. What a waste. AAA batteries are hard to find and expensive. What is North Korea doing? I mean, they can't have that many, an endless supply of AAA. I hope they've used them already. I think they're used AAA batteries, not new. You wouldn't drop anything new, because that's good. This is unbelievable. This is some Cold War campaign. And it says the problem is neither side wants to back down. We got manure. You got BTS. This thing will last forever. And I know my luck. We'll get involved in this, and I'll get sent to North or South Korea to defend somebody. That is my luck. That is what is coming my way. I can see things coming my way. Somehow the U.S. will get involved in this nonsense, and I will be the first in the front lines of this, where I'll be in some Korean prison being waterboarded with BTS music and manure in my face. I'll be right on the borderline. I'll get both sides of it. And my friend says, oh, go travel. You should go travel. Go to these places. It's not wonderful. This is not where you go travel. There's plenty of places, and I argue this all the time. There's plenty. I know it's wonderful to travel abroad, but there are plenty of really nice, interesting places in the United States to go travel. You can't tell me you've seen the whole country. I mean, there's great historical beauty. We have a lot of things here, and not to say that it's not amazing to go to other areas, but pick and choose where you're going carefully. You want to get in the middle of this? Oh my gosh. This is unbelievable. This is fantastic. But that's how you have a war. Nobody's getting killed. It's just a lot of back and forth. BTS has yet to kill somebody, as far as I know. I don't know if I want to do that. Hey, you remember the Brat Pack? With all of the Rob Lowe's and the Demi Moores and the Andrew McCarthy's and so forth. Emilio Estevez, they had their own little clique in movies, the Breakfast Clubs and About Last Night, or, all those nonsense little rom-com-y, crappy movies. Well, it seems that Andrew McCarthy has opened up about it. It's going to be on, this is what bugs me, it's everything interesting is on Hulu. There was another interesting thing, and it's on Apple. Apple and Hulu, is there enough already that we have to buy 27 different platforms to watch one thing that looks interesting? I'm not doing it. It's terrible. 16 Candles, remember all your favorite 80s movies from, these were great. Pretty in Pink. Of course, Molly Ringwald was part of that Brat Pack. It's more of a walk down memory lane. I can pass on this. What else do we got for you? Oh boy, there we go. They're doing a PBS special, a look back on disco, obviously in the 70s, but a more special look. It's a more focused look. It's a little more specific. They're going to look at how disco was going on Long Island. This was before my time, but it says here there was some clubs. Maybe some of my listeners are of the age to hear. There was the Decameron in Levittown. It was a disco in Levittown. Any of you remember this place? Here's a picture of it. Oh, hold on a second. Can you see that? Oh, let me go that way. Hold on a second. Wait, I have... My hands are over. There it is, right there. I'm pointing at it. That's the Decameron. Not the John Travolta. No, he wasn't in Levittown. They didn't shoot Saturday Night Fever in Levittown. It's this right there. That's the Decameron in Levittown. It was a disco back in '76. So, there was a lot of... Long Island was part of the disco craze. There was other places. There was another place, actually, the Tramps, who were best known for their song Disco Inferno. You remember Disco Inferno. They played at Cherry's in Glen Cove in 1978. Very cool. Really cool. Let's see what else there was. Oh, there was Creations in Mineola, 1978. So there was a lot of places. And this documentary will be on PBS this week. And it looks very good. Let's see exact. Does it show when it was? It doesn't show. It just says will be airing. It doesn't say. Oh, it's a three-part PBS documentary, Soundtrack of a Revolution, which begins Tuesday, tomorrow. So there'll be interviews with Anita Ward. You know Anita, she sang Ring My Bell. You know that song, Ring My Bell. To Earl Young of the Tramps, as we just said, Disco Inferno. It'll be pretty interesting. They'll talk about Studio 54, which of course was depicted in the movie Saturday Night Fever. Did you know, and I still don't believe this, that had recently read his Henry Winkler's biography, and he said he was approached to play the role of John Travolta's role, of course, of in Saturday Night Fever. I can't believe that is even possible. Tony Manero. The role of Tony Manero was supposedly thought they were thinking of Henry Winkler, which I can't even. Henry Winkler couldn't dance, and he certainly couldn't. He wasn't. Absolutely not. Just because he was popular from Happy Days, and whatever. No. That would have been a big mistake and a big flop. But thank goodness, better heads, cooler heads prevailed, and John Travolta was cast, and of course, Saturday Night Fever became enormous, and also launched, and obviously the Bee Gees had most of the soundtrack. So here, let's play a little game, shall we? I know you love games. Your essential playlist. These are the songs that signifies signature songs of this time. And let's see if you remember any of them, and if they ring a bell, as Anita Ward would say. You see the way I did that? Soul Makusa. Very funky song. 1973. I think I know it, but I don't know titles. Rock Your Baby, George McRae, of course. Casey and the Sunshine Band. That was Casey and the Sunshine Band. Very good. The Hustle, of course, The Hustle. By the Soul City Symphony, 1975. Wow. Disco Inferno by the Tramps, 1976. I Feel Love, Donna Summer. You gotta watch that video. When she sings that, she is awesome. Donna Summer. Oh, I just saw a documentary on her. If you get a chance, it was on, I believe, HBO. The Donna Summer documentary is fantastic. Staying Alive, the Bee Gees, of course, a signature of the 70s, 1977. You Make Me Feel, Mighty Real. This was another song. Gotta Be Real by Cheryl Lynn. I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. We all know that, 1979. And Good Time Chic by bandleader Nile Rodgers. So those are kind of your essential playlists back in the 70s. I only know a couple of them. I know Rock Your Baby, The Hustle, Disco Inferno, I Feel Love, I Will Survive, Staying Alive. I know some of these. Good Times, and I know, I think that's it. That's it. But that's starting tomorrow on PBS. Now, for those of you who have no idea what PBS is actually a station that you don't have to purchase. You don't have to sign up for the platform. You don't have to give your kids away. It's actually a just regular TV, channel 13. I believe it's still on 13. PBS, Public Broadcasting System. It's for the public. They will break in every 2 minutes and beg for money. So right when you're at a good part of whatever you're watching, they'll stop and two people will come and beg and beg and beg for money. And but they get back to the story. So if you can endure that, no problem. So that's going to be starting tomorrow. Now, like I said, I was looking for a good Dear Amy because we want to. She's finishing her reign of giving advice to Long Islanders. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that one. This is one. My husband lately has been pushing strongly for me to dress a little more alluring. Whoa. More provocative. A little more. The problem is I'm pretty shy gal who prefers to wear modest clothing. I've never been comfortable in those kind of clothes. And I feel loose-fitting, flowy, mostly covered are my jam. I have nothing against people who wear this. I'm even a bit envious. When I try to push back, he goes insane. No, I added that. He says, "I'm just, what does he say? I'm not taking his opinions into consideration. He's feeling wronged. What's the best way to go about this? Signed, modest might not be the hottest." Well, here's my take. Anybody that starts off with calling themselves a gal, and that's my jam, needs to really rethink their whole life. That's where I have. Those are my red flags. Anybody that refers to themselves, I'm a modest gal who likes to wear sweatpants, that's my jam. I say you get what you deserve. He married her. He knows what he was getting into. I sound like Judge Judy. No. You married her, you stick with it. It doesn't matter what she wears. She can wear a paper bag on her head. It's her head. Okay? She should go back at him. Tell him to wear something provocative. She probably doesn't want to see that, right? It's probably some middle-aged man with a big stomach. I could just picture it. I see it all over the place on Long Island. I don't need to see it here, but I don't need to picture it in my brain. But I could just imagine. This guy. Here's another winner. I've never heard of more people, as I read these Dear Amy's, complain about their spouses. That's all people complain about. That's all they complain. There's nobody they're just not happy with what they ended up with. Because I tell this to people all the time, that's a long time to spend with somebody. You're going to marry them. And they're already getting on each other's nerves a couple of years in. Once the wedding's over, that's when the real marriage starts. And this guy is begging for anything. And she said, that's not my jam. You know what you should watch, which signifies all of this? It's on, again, I'm referring you to Netflix. I'm sorry, I should be a spokesman or getting some kind of cutback from Netflix. They have the documentary Ashley Madison, which was an app developed in the late 2016-15, and it was set up, this app, for extramarital affairs, and the app got hacked, and all the people's information was released. It was a big scandal. People were like, it was enormous. Watch this. It's unbelievable. It's on Netflix. Celebrity, everybody was involved in this. It's on Netflix. Really, really interesting. But what does Dear Amy say? Well, of course Dear Amy says what you would say. She says, basically says, I'm the one wearing my clothes, and this is what I feel comfortable in. This is what you should tell this guy. So she really goes on with a long column, which basically is not necessary when really that was the problem. She married the wrong dude. But I would say to her, please don't call yourself a gal, and please don't use the word "this is my jam." That's very, sounds like you're trying to be cool in a long period of time. Just say no. Just, tell them, see ya. I'll see you in court. Serve him with divorce papers. That's what I'm. So again, I will not be taking over for Judge Judy. For Amy, there is somebody else that's going to be dispensing this useless garb, and it won't be me, which is a big loss by Newsday. I got in a fight with Newsday this weekend. Let me just say this real quick. Which I get a lot of my information from. Newsday has done several good things for my family, but they we got in a little thing. They didn't deliver the paper, and they were like, "Well, it was a mistake, computer generated." I mean, we've been with subscribers for very long, and their customer service was a little nasty to me. As someone, and I said, "Do you know who I am?" She said, "I don't know. I do not, sir." I said, "I am the host of the Steve Squared Show." Once again, crickets, which I found, I was blown away by. I thought she'd be like, "Oh, Steve Squared. Oh my gosh, I listen to your show every." Please have a year free of Newsday. No, apparently this show doesn't carry as much weight as I thought, which is obvious. And I said, I get most of my material from, I said, "Do you know the reach that my show has?" I said, the reach is so far gone. I don't even know the reach. I can't even grab the analytics for that, because I have no idea who I'm reaching. And then she hung up on me, which I thought was rude. But anyway, the point is the show isn't as big as I thought it was. That's the point of my story. But of course, it's not going to be, especially without my co-host, who will be back with us next Monday, the Tonester, Tony from Knock 'em Dead, will be here. Knock 'em Dead Comedy will be here also next Monday night, 6:30. We'll be back in the studio. I'm working on Amy. I'm working on the ventriloquist. He was getting oral surgery. Don't yell at me. Like those officials, like those people yell at, like the parents yell at the officials. Because unlike the officials, I won't take that. I will not have any of it. I'll take you right in the parking lot of the studio, right in the back of the comedy club by the Catboy, where Steve gets the dirty egg sandwiches, and we'll get into it. But on a lighter note, I want you to have a wonderful, stay cool. It's going to get hot. This is only Monday. It's going to get hot. It's going to approach the 90s and beyond. So I don't know if the law has taken effect where you could just not go to school or send your kids home. But just stay cool. Hydrate. Stay in cool areas. Just take it easy. Thank you for watching, as always. Thank my squares. Gov's Comedy Club, Gov's Radio, has lots of shows, Knock 'em Dead Comedy, and a bunch of others. But who are we kidding? This one is the best. Steve Squared, all the time. Stephen R. Kaminsky is my Instagram. Check out some of the information and tidbits and highlights from the show and other works that I'm working on, including dumbbells. Some big dumbbells. And we'll get you up to date with get you up to speed. So, for Kermit, who's hanging in there, I think I should plant Kermit, because I think Kermit needs to be planted with that Miracle Grow. I got that Martha Stewart Miracle Grow. They should have new packaging where it's the Miracle Grows on the front with bars across it, jail bar. But I've tried it, so I'll let you know how Miracle Grow works. I planted some other things out there. And we'll see how that works. I'll keep you up to date. So for Kermit, for myself, Funny Man Stevie K, thank you. Have a wonderful, cool week, and we'll see you next Monday.